I bet.
Fuck you.
Welcome back to the RF Fitness Podcast, brought to you by rffitness.net. We're keeping this your source for online coaching built for and by busy grown-ups just like you who are on the quest for health and strength in everyday life. I am your host, Rob Finlayson, certified personal trainer, elder brother, and tonight a rare mood dude. And I am here with my co-host.
Wait, what? That's your
You're
thing is rare mood dude?
I'm in a rare mood today, man. Yeah, I'm fucking stoked up. I'm all jazzed. I've been watching the Olympics all day. I got 2 workouts in. Ate some yummy foods.
Huh? All right.
It was good.
Yeah, I'm Rachel Hamroot. I'm the younger sister, certified fitter person, and a rare mood chick of a really bad mood. So I'm normally not in bad moods.
Opposite end of the spectrum. With our powers combined, we are a medium person.
I was just gonna say, coming at you with a medium energy.
It's the most mid energy ever. You remember Captain Planet? You remember that show? Did you ever watch that when you were a kid?
God, that sounds so familiar. But
I think I watched it when I was like pretty young, so I think by the time you would have
okay,
been watching cartoons, it probably would have been off the air.
fair.
But I
Yeah,
remember watching that, and I remember watching James Bond Jr., the animated series.
no idea.
Yeah, that one did not last long. SWAT
Yeah,
Cats, that
sounds
show.
horrible.
Yeah, it was not
SWAT
great.
cats? Like there's
SWAT Cats?
as in like police cats?
Weirdly, no. They were anthropomorphized cats who worked in a junkyard, but were actually secretly like jet fighter pilots. And like there's a super jet that like lives under the junkyard. Dude, the 90s were a wild time for kids shows.
Huh.
It was awesome.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I think that's probably where my childhood dream of being a jet fighter pilot probably stemmed from, was watching SWAT Cats.
Oh man, yeah. We should try to find that picture and post it on your Insta of just like one of the most iconic pictures of us as kids.
Yeah,
And our dad had a sit-up machine, not a machine, like helper. I have no
it's like a
idea what they're
rig.
called.
I don't know what to call it. Some 90s ass sit up
Yeah,
assist thing. Yeah,
honestly.
does not need to
And
exist.
our dad wore a CPAP,
Yeah,
and I know I had my like little leather vest on. I can't remember what I don't think you were wearing anything specific.
nothing specific. Yeah,
But it's a picture of us in our mom and dad's bed, and I have the CPAP on like a jet pilot,
yep, like a fighter pilot.
and yep, and then we're holding on to the sit up machine thing, like we're
Yeah,
we're going for a airplane ride. Many times, yes. Yeah. Oh, what? We're 3 minutes in. You're already gone.
I don't know what
Better not be one of these episodes.
FM took a shit.
Took
Riverside.fm.
a big old poopy in your
A big
pants.
old poopy. We're good. We're still recording though.
All right, cool.
Anyways, as I was saying, I
One
remember
oh okay.
I remember playing fighter jet like a lot when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doing that thing all the time.
Yeah,
Because
we
Dad
used
never
that.
used exercise equipment, so why
I
not
was
us?
just about to say, yeah, treadmills were used as clothes.
You know who used a treadmill most in
Hangers.
our house? The
Was it
dog.
you?
No, it
Oh,
was
the dog
fucking
did. Yeah,
Billy,
Billy.
our
Billy
miniature
loved to
poodle.
go for a run because he knew the difference between a walk and a run.
We also never took him for walks. Is the thing. We just let him out in the backyard.
I took him for walks.
I never did. I don't think I ever walked that dog a day in my life.
That's because you could care less about that dog.
Also true. I did not like that animal, and the thing was mutual.
Cool. I have a tattoo of his footprint, so
You know what? I'm happy for you. I'm glad that relationship meant so much to you.
yeah, that's literally the reason I'm a dog groomer. Anyway.
Anyway, let's do a quick check-in, Rachel, with you and your progress and your journey here. We've been seeing some, I think, great face. We've been seeing some good progress. This past, I want to say, like week or two. I think last week or maybe the week before, we talked a little bit about like the whoosh happening. Yes. I think we're solidly.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had a good, which I don't think I talked about last. We've had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
BTS, and so
That's behind the scenes.
it is. I did not listen to the last episode to like re-listen like I normally do.
Mhm.
But Missy and I talked about the fact that when I was really losing weight in the very beginning, I was only concentrating on food, not working out. So she said,
Right.
"Hey, let's take a step back and concentrate just on food." And so I have been doing that.
Mhm.
I did go on two, like 3-ish mile bike rides to
Okay.
the beach and back.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, so but now it's like 90 degrees and I'm not
I was gonna say it's perfect
looking.
beach weather. It's probably terrible biking to the beach weather.
Yeah, I mean everything about that beach is perfect except for the water, which is a
Is it
pretty big factor.
what beach is it?
Golden Lake Beach.
Golden Lake? I don't think I ever
So
went to that one really.
yeah, well, that's because it was super gross when we were kids. But like they did this whole like revamp of Golden Lake kind of thing. Like how
Mhm.
much can you revamp a
A
lake?
lake?
I
Not a
don't
lot.
know. Like my bestie Christina came with and she was just like, "Ooh, thought it was because of my sunglasses, but nope, it's this Coca-Cola water."
It's just that color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we had a lot of
is.
lakes in our like surrounding area growing up, and like I don't remember any of them feeling especially clean or nice.
Yeah, we go to Turtle Lake. Like Turtle Lake is the one that we went to as kids.
Yeah, yeah,
And I've brought Linnea a couple times. It's super good for toddlers, but
sure.
yeah, basically, which I learned from Eric. I don't know if this is basic knowledge, but the bigger the lake, the cleaner it is normally.
I guess that makes
Um,
sense. Yeah,
yeah, I
we've taken
suppose.
Olivia to Medicine Lake once or twice, I believe. It's nice there. They have a sculpture of a sea serpent on the beach, which is always a big hit.
Dude, Golden Lake has like this giant cement slab that's like a dino fossil. They have a
Cool.
climbing rock. They have like this stream rock thing that, oh my God, here's a story for you. Uh, we were at the beach and this little boy was just in his underpants. He was just about to turn 3 because I talked to the mom. Um, Oh no, she specifically put him in just his underpants. The plan was not to go to the beach because they also have a really nice park there. They discovered the beach. She said, "Okay, whatever. Just go play in your undies." Uh, oh my god, Rob cannot stay on this. It's your podcast. I mean, it's my podcast. It's both of our podcasts.
I'm
But
back. I'm back.
hey,
Okay,
welcome
okay,
back to the
okay, okay.
podcast.
Thank you.
Stop
Hey, you
doing
know what? Happy
whatever
to
you're
be here.
doing because it's not even.
I'm not. I'm not doing anything. It's just I had okay. You know what? I had YouTube open and other things to listen to
Fantastic.
music, but I closed it. It's done now. That chapter of my life is
Okay, thanks
over.
for stopping to listen to music so we can have our podcast.
I
Anyway, this child got on top of the rock,
yeah.
which was pretty high, took his little weenie out, and peed all over the place.
Awesome.
Dude, like that mom didn't realize it for the first like 2 seconds, and then she was like,
Yeah.
and yeah, oh man, Linnea
What
was
a hit.
very close to the pee.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty cool and funny unless your kid is right next to it, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. And that mom was just telling me like 10 minutes before that like her kid rules her life. I'm like,
Love that.
weird. I wonder if there's a
Oh.
correlation.
But whipping that thing out and letting the lizard loose or and ruining your household. So you've been losing weight again. We're back on track. We're tracking food. The
We
exercise
are
is kind of
tracking food.
taking.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you made a really good point of getting back on the Instagram game. Instantly
Yeah.
got on. Instantly
Whoa.
got back on it.
Grammatically.
And yeah, I have been doing some late night snacking, but man, do these snacks look different than they did before.
I mean, like what? Like how?
Like I had those Oreos. I had 3 Oreos. Are you kidding me? Three
Are you
Oreos?
for real? Are you for real?
I did call myself out though. If they were double stuff, I would have double stuffed them into my mouth.
Double
Title.
stuffing these Oreos in my mouth. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, they're nasty regular ones. Eric loves regular ones.
Like he doesn't, like he actively dislikes the double stuff?
Yes.
That's insane.
I know many people that
What?
despise double stuff. Yes.
You know many bad people?
I know a ton.
Wrong people? What? How could you dislike? It's literally just more of the best part.
But that's the thing. So
Okay.
many of the people I know say the cookie is the best part.
Then just eat a cracker.
I don't
What?
think an Oreo cookie is similar to a cracker. I think it is asinine as well, but I'm not
It's
going to put
just basically
frosting
like, it just
between
reminds me
two
of like,
cookies or
it just
between
reminds
two
me of like
crackers.
when back in the day when we would go to church as a
I
family.
knew that's where this was going.
Those awful off-brand.
Yes.
If you grew up in the Midwest, you know what we're talking about. Those like no,
Yes.
we call them Noreos because they're not Oreos. That the Lutheran
Noreos.
church or whatever always had out, and you got to have your cookies and your tea after the service.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I disliked church. That was just not the environment for me.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
many ways.
samesies, but those cookies slapped.
I mean, they were free cookies.
I loved those cookies.
I got in trouble in church so many times for grabbing the styrofoam cups that were meant for like the free church coffee and
Yeah.
poking the bottoms out and then using it as like a telescope or like a megaphone.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it, and then you put them back.
No, that would be very funny. No, but I remember specifically once we were there for service or mass or whatever.
Not mass. That's Catholic, my
That's
friend.
Catholics. I don't, whatever. And the guy leading it, the pastor. This is how far out I am of this world.
I don't really know either. I think it's a pastor.
I think they have to call him daddy.
Oh, get up.
So daddy's up there and he's giving the speech, and he says like, please God, like help our, what did he say, like help keep our congregation's floor clean of garbage and refuse, like in styrofoam bits. And like I knew he was specifically talking about the shit I did.
Daddy called you out.
And mom knew it too, and she was sitting next to him. She was like, he's talking about you. And I was like,
Robbie.
I was like, hell yeah. And I was like, you know what?
Hail Satan. Hail styrofoam.
I'm going to keep doing it. See what you can do. See what your prayers do. It doesn't clean the floor, that's for sure.
I was like, I'm down to come here. We get free cookies, and Mom won't let us have cookies at home.
That's true.
One of my favorite things is to always say, like, tell people how hard Mom tried for us to not eat like crap, and then I'm always like, psych, I turned out fat anyway.
She did try very hard. They both tried very hard. Yeah.
Diet soda or Fresca rule.
What? It's funny because they knew you wouldn't drink Fresca because you thought it was gross.
Guess what I have in my fridge right now?
Fresca, because it's a delicious mixer.
I don't drink. I guess you don't drink,
yeah. Spoiler alert, it is a delicious mixer. It's really good with tequila. Fresca and or grapefruit juice and tequila. It's good. Anyways, you're losing weight. We're back on track. We are living in a post-Whoosh Week world, but we're still making progress, which I think is very good and encouraging. We are continuing to do the things that were working in the past, not, we'll say, overloading our plate by adding on exercise programs, whatever, right now. Focusing on the things that are within our sphere of control and really leaning into that. Talking about things we can control, you wanted to shout out your habit tracker and how helpful that's been. Tell me about that. Yeah, man.
Obviously, I talked about it a couple times now, and it's been... Oh, sorry. I heard my dog yelping, and it's him dreaming. Because he's adorable. Yeah, no, the habit tracker, it's been almost a month now, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love it, and I think everyone should have one. It was literally like $7 on Amazon. And I put it because our bedroom and our bathroom are connected, so I put it on the inside of our bedroom side door. So like when I'm getting ready, I'm just
Mm,
like passing it 1,000 times.
yep.
Um, and I just kind of like do it while I'm brushing my teeth,
Yeah.
and it has kept me on track. And it's really nice to like kind of see like, ooh, geez, I'm really lacking at going to bed by 10.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's definitely another thing I need to prioritize is going to bed.
Earlier.
Sleep
Yeah.
overall, falling asleep. I could not be any more jealous of people that can attempt to fall asleep and then do it.
And then do that.
That sounds fantastic.
I
Um,
will say about the sleep thing, I will say, I've been a personal trainer fitness coach for over 10 years, 12ish years now. I think every single adult client I've ever seen was like, I need to get more sleep. I need better sleep. My sleep is bad. Everyone just has bad sleep. We all
mhm.
realize it. We all know we need to do better. I need to do better at my sleep. I need to get more of it, treated with more respect. But like nobody does. And I think that's just, I don't know, interesting that it's such a like a completely universal thing for all adults,
Yeah.
especially if you have kids.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the Fitbit has definitely the habit tracker and the Fitbit really definitely bring to realization how much I'm doing or not doing for that matter. 2 days ago I got 4 hours and 45 minutes of sleep.
Damn, dude, that's rough.
Yes. And then last night I got like 5 hours and 30 minutes.
That's a little bit more. That's something.
I'm so tired.
I'm so
And so that's another thing.
tired.
It's just like I was biking to gymnastics today,
Mhm.
and I normally take her for a couple laps around the neighborhood after,
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh my god, I don't have it in me,
just
and
zapped. Yeah.
yeah, but I was just like, is it that I'm tired or I haven't worked out so long that I'm becoming a weakling? And then I felt like when Hercules like shrinks into a worm, and
Like at the end of the movie.
yes,
Yeah, it gets all
I mean I
sad.
was def not Hercules beforehand, but
Zero to Hero, man.
yeah.
Underappreciated Disney film.
Oh,
Oh, The
oh,
Distance, banger. That's a banger.
God, it's such a good song.
It's such a good song, dude. What do you call it? Like an anthem? Yeah, it's such a good anthem. Such a banger
It
anthem.
is that. Yeah, that should be on our workout playlist.
It should be, yeah. That actually
Mm.
kind of segues a little bit into the next thing I wanted to talk about was the Olympics are going on right now.
Ooh, good
Ooh, they started
segue.
this past weekend and they're going to go until like mid-August, I think. And I am super stoked. I talked a little bit about the tops of the show that I'm in a rare mood dude today because I managed to finally like sit down, like actually watch a bunch of the Olympics today.
Did you
Because
watch it like on regular TV?
so no, we have access to Peacock, which is where it streams. Which
Dude, I always say,
I have opinions on the fact that it's streaming now. Believe it or not, I'm highly opinionated about something. I think there's a lot of
weird.
good and a lot of bad about it. One, I think it is absolutely unconscionable that the Olympics broadcasts are behind a paywall. I think that is downright evil and should not be a part of our reality. Like
I mean, you
if
can
there's
find
a
it on YouTube, but
yeah, but not live. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I feel
right,
like
right, right. Yeah,
the point of the Olympics is that everyone's invited. You know, the whole world is there. Everyone can see it. Anyone can go. All people have this chance to compete on this world stage, and it feels so like villainous to make so many people have to pay a monthly fee to watch it. Like you could get the free trial for Peacock, whatever.
that is
Um,
exactly how I feel about RuPaul's Drag Race.
mm, Big Sam, dude. Big Sam, in my opinion, on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I mean, the All Stars, that is the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it's this watershed cultural moment for everyone on planet Earth, all nations, you know, whatever are invited. But at the same time, having it streaming because I was, like I said, watching it on the app. It is really nice because they can section things out in a very organized way.
right, yeah.
Like previously when it was only on broadcast TV, if it's, I mean, there's a time zone thing, like everything's happening like 3 a.m. here, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
3 a.m. there. Um, and like if you turned it on and it's like, oh, I really want to see, like, I love judo. That's the thing I watch most of the day. I really want to see judo. It turns like, oh, it's swimming. Well, I'll wait 5 hours and I'll come back. Oh, it's more swimming. Okay, well, I'll wait 5 days and I'll come back. Oh,
It's
it's
I
more
swear
swimming.
it's either always swimming or gymnastics.
It's always so much swimming. What? Guys,
Swimming.
how much swimming can you get out of the pool? I want to watch people fight. What the hell? Wasn't even part of the original Olympics.
Dude, whatever.
God.
Like one of the best Olympians happening right now in swimming is from Minnesota.
Good.
Oh my god!
I don't
Get out
care.
of the pool, Minnesota.
Get off of my TV. I want to watch people.
Get out.
Oh, let me sneak right past you there. I want to go watch a fun sport. Okay. Now, but here's the thing. I don't care about swimming. Obviously, if someone does care about swimming and it's streaming now, you can go into the app and go, I want to watch all the swimming events like that. And then today I was like, I want to watch all the judo events like that. And I spent like an hour and a half today folding my laundry, watching all the judo that's like happened because like the event is over now. They've done all the medals, but I can watch all the replays and like we can watch things live. A couple of nights ago, Mo and I we stayed up way too late to watch women's beach volleyball. It was awesome. Like it's just they jump so fast. They're so athletic, and like everyone's like as someone who like works out a bunch and like I'm in like athletic hobbies and stuff like that. Like I feel like I have this
more appreciate it.
There's this level of appreciation that I did not have before as like a completely casual view of the Olympics. It's like, man, these guys are working their asses off. Like to see these people in like absolute peak physical condition, like pouring sweat with their hands on their knees, like gasping for air. It's like these guys are laying it all out. They are leaving all there. And it's so cool to see, to see like this.
I've been oddly more into the Olympics this year. I don't know. I think, I think especially because it's the Nastics of it all.
The Nastics, yeah. That's another thing too I've found about, because I've talked to my clients about it, all week when it's been on. And it seems like everyone kind of has like their events that they like, that they have some personal tie to. And I think that's another really cool thing about it. Like, obviously I complain about how much swimming there is, or like, the equestrian events. I do not care. It's so boring to me. Wowzers. We sat through like an hour of it the other night. I just don't get it. But like someone does. Someone's like, I keep horses, or I'm a horse fan, whatever. And it's just like this is their sport, or like fencing, or like badminton, or breakdancing is an event this year. I
cannot believe breakdancing was in there.
Isn't that cool? Breaking, surfing. This is the second time only ever surfing has been.
Did you see that guy's butt?
I'm sorry?
Did you see that guy's butt?
There's been a lot of butts. Would tell me about what specific butt you are referencing.
No, bare butt completely.
Oh my god!
Some guy's trunks fell off during the swimming event, the surfing event.
The surfing event.
He came up out of a wave and his little booty was up in the air.
Come up out the water, que vergüenza, dude. That sucks for him.
He posted on his own TikTok and he's like, my very first Olympics, and then this happens.
Whoops! How charming. He can definitely leverage that into a very charming and relatable social media presence. I feel like though.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm loving about this Olympics specifically too, is that the social media presence from a lot of the athletes has been super cool. I don't know. Have you caught on to any of like Ilana Meyer's stuff? Ilana Meyer, she's a rugby player for the USA team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Mo about her a couple of days ago when I first started becoming aware of her. She's so awesome on Instagram.
Okay, I was checking her and her wife on TikTok.
Yeah, it's like Ilona Maher, and she's like 6 foot something and like built to kill.
I mean, there, in my opinion, is no more fit athlete than a rugby player.
Exceedingly fit, dude.
It is like
some of the highlights are nuts of her just like sprinting like the length of a football field while just like punching full-grown women her size like into the stratosphere. It's like, fuck off, I'm going for a try. It's so rad, dude.
I know. I remember when I watched rugby at the Irish Fair and I was just like, do I want to get into rugby? And then I was like, I'm too fat.
I know a lot of heavyset people who are successful in rugby.
Yes. I mean, you cannot be a little person and do
So
rugby.
I've looked into rugby a little bit in previous years because I had some friends in college who played and just wanted to know more about it. And like there's like a place for different body types on the rugby pitch, which is really interesting.
True. Yeah.
So like, do you want a guy who's like really small because there's that part where you like the
Lift him
team
up by his
physically
shorts.
lifts a
Yeah.
person up to do something? Do the
To catch the
YMCA.
rugby ball.
That's it. Probably
Yeah,
gonna have
no,
to do the
to break
YMCA.
actually, and that's when the break
To do break
the
dancing.
break dancing comes in.
And then his shorts come off and his little booty hangs out, and everyone takes a picture for the TikTok.
And then he just surfs down the people.
Spoiler alert: the Olympics is all just one big event. It's all just one sport.
Just a double, triple judo flip.
So rad, dude. The judo stuff has been phenomenal. Like I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is a branch art from judo originally, like over 100 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I could talk about the history of BJJ sometime, but I won't right now.
Cool.
But like watching these people do, like I've studied some judo techniques because it's a part of like the game that I like to play in Brazilian jiu-jitsu is some judo style stuff. And like the techniques that they're doing, I can recognize, but not at the speed that they're doing it.
Yes, it's like hearing a new language kind of thing. Like, oh, I know a word you said.
Yeah, it's like because I'm watching it, and all of a sudden it's like they're on the floor. I have no like they literally the cameras can't capture how fast these guys are. It's like they all are like 85% panther blood because they're so lightning quick. Panthers are very frightening to me. It's the number one animal I'm the most afraid of. Because they're so fast, dude. These people are very impressive.
Okay.
Is what I'm getting at.
I used to be homies with one of the top judo people in the country.
What?
Yeah. He was my old Herbalife coach's dad, Matt Popham.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and especially in like his age bracket or whatever, he was always like top 3 in the nation.
I suppose in the Masters, it would be pretty thin for competition. But that's rad as hell, dude. That's very cool. Judo's such a cool sport, dude. It's so awesome. Which I guess leads me to the Olympic questions. If you were to compete in any Olympic event, what would you want it to be?
Nastics.
Nastics.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure I've explained it, but my daughter calls gymnastics nastics. She's 2. But yeah, I think either nastics or rugby. I mean,
rugby would be cool.
Oh god, rugby is just so cool.
They've been talking a lot about how, like, especially the women's sevens. I don't know what the sevens. I just assume it's how many people are on the team. But like the women's rugby team, and how they want this to be like we want this to make rugby explode in the U.S. Like women's rugby specifically, like blow up after this. And I would love to see that. That'd be so cool to see more like rugby teams in American schools. Because let's be real, American football sucks.
Yeah, I could care less about American football. It's so boring. We're going to the Irish Fair with your kid.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
in a couple weekends here.
Yep. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see it there, and then some Irish dancing too. Lene and I have recently been listening to some like Celtic river dance kind of
just
music.
To get ready for it, or she just kind of likes it.
Well, my favorite Bluey song is like a Celtic, the fairy song.
Yeah. That's Olivia's favorite Bluey song as well.
Really?
She goes nuts for it, dude. Yeah, we put it on, and then the whole family has to stop whatever we're doing, and then we just like jig furiously around the house for like 3 straight minutes, and we're all like gasping by the end of it.
Oh shit! All right, we definitely got to make sure that we watch Irish dance.
For sure, yeah.
And one of my friends is the coach for one of the dance teams there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Chrissy.
Oh yeah. That's very awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I was gonna say we knew someone who did that. That's
her. That's her.
Crazy. Sick ass, dude. I guess the funnier Olympics question that I found online was like, what sport do you think you could like feasibly actually make it to the Olympics for? Right. And I asked Mo about this, and we came up with like probably soccer, because I could just sit on the bench the whole time, and if the rest of my team was very good, I technically wouldn't really have to do anything because there's enough other people on the team.
That's kind of like, I mean, not exactly like sitting on the bench the entire time, but that guy with the pommel horse.
Yes! Oh, I am so glad you reminded me of him. Pommel horse guy, Steven
Yeah,
something. Yes,
I can't remember his last name. But yeah, the fact that he like is not good at anything else, but is just an
he's a
absolute
highly
master.
an
And then
absolute
everyone is
beast on
just
the
like,
pommel
what a
horse.
Clark Kent moment when he takes his glasses off. Like,
The dude legit cannot see
yeah, like he's
without his
like looking for
glasses.
braille on how to do it. Like,
Yeah, dude,
I'm just like,
so funny.
for literally 1 second, might get us canceled. I was like, is this the Paralympics?
Wow.
I was legitimately confused. Like, oh shit, this blind guy's about to do the.
Is this ethical? I think he's fine. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven, aka Pommel Horse guy is. I love that he's like a meme American folk hero right now. Like it's so funny.
Yes.
He is just some nerd, which is the best thing.
Yes, super super nerdy.
Yeah. Like I saw footage of him solving his Rubik's Cube in like under 20 seconds or whatever, which is really funny. But he's wearing like this big baggy hoodie and he has his glasses on, and he just looks like some like computer nerd.
Yeah, he has kind of like a geeky voice.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard an interview with him and I was just like, what?
You would know. And then he like takes it all off and gets on the pommel horse and does like legit superhero shit.
Right.
He's like mega jacked. It's
right.
Like, what is happening? That's part of what I think is so fun about the Olympics is like these are all people. Like there's just they do other things. They have other stuff going on in their lives.
Did you hear about Flavor Flav?
Flavor Flav, yeah, dude, I sure did. Sponsoring the women's, I think it's water polo team.
Yes. Also, holy mackerel, Wado Powo.
Wado Powo, so intense.
Big wow.
It's crazy.
Have you seen the underwater view of it?
I have not. I bet it's really crazy.
Insane. It's also like I don't exactly understand water polo, but there seems to be a lot of physical contact.
I think it's a pretty high contact sport, yeah.
That is insane. You're already treading water and trying to get a ball somewhere, and then you can also beat each other up.
Just like beat the shit out of each other. That seems really unsafe.
Yes. Like there was this TikTok of this woman, I can't remember which country, maybe the US, but she said, here's my neck before playing China in water polo, and here it is after, and she was full of scratches.
Just like, all messed
up. And
it's
like videos of these girls just, and maybe the men do it too, I have no idea, but just like cat scratching the bejesus out of each other.
Wow.
And I'm like, women uplift women stuff.
They uplifted each other to get to the Olympics, dude, and now it's time to tear down other women to win the gold medal.
Except for us, obviously I'm just such a fangirl of Simone Biles, but
everyone is, she's the GOAT for sure.
But, she is the GOAT. She's like the Michael Phelps of the there's like one big person kind of thing. I do wonder if like Suni Lee is as big as she is here because she's from here. Or like Katie Ludke, I think is how you say her last name. That's the swimmer that's from here. Did you watch her?
I did not.
Bro, she was literally lapping the other athletes, dude. And she just like hung out, waited for them to finish. Like
whoa.
Yes, like they were going one way, she was going the other. Like that is just so insane.
That's wild, dude. Some of these people are just superhuman. It's so cool.
Yeah. Someday.
But
then you also like find out things like Simone Biles is like 4'10", 4'11".
That's the other crazy thing. Yeah, like they're so I was thinking about that earlier today about with the example in my mind was Ilana Mayer. Maher.
I don't know how to say it.
I don't want to say it wrong. Was Ilana, and how like she is clearly like genetically predisposed. She has a physical frame on her that makes her very suited for this particular role that she plays in this particular sport, and how
Right.
pretty much everyone at the Olympics has a genetic build that predisposes
Yes.
them to being extremely good at this hyper niche like field of athleticism,
Yeah.
and how there's probably hundreds, thousands even of people with similar genetic makeups and similar frame and similar like muscle fiber type accoutrements who didn't work their asses off literally their entire lives, and like they're not in the Olympics due to that, or they didn't have the support and opportunities that these other
Mm-hmm.
athletes did by chance or by birth. You know, it's like some of them. God, I was watching judo today, and they were talking. One of the is a woman from Brazil, and they're talking about how she was born in the favelas, like in like the super like ghetto shanty towns of
Hmm.
like Rio, and she was scouted for judo when she was a little kid, and when they first started working with her, she could barely walk onto the mats because she hadn't had food in like 5 days, and they put her in a gi and like watched her move, and they were like, this one, and brought her on, and now well, I think she won like silver or something in her weight class at the Olympics. Yeah, dude. So cool. And like that's like, talk about a rags to riches story, man. Like
Yeah,
I
for
don't think
real.
anyone gets rich from doing the Olympics, really. Not, that's a whole other
Yeah.
scenario. That's a whole other thing.
Right.
But you know, like just the people who have the opportunity, but you can have the opportunity, you can have the genetic disposition, but what it does boil down to is having the aptitude and the attitude, I think, to bring you there. Like you do
Yeah.
have to be like willing to sacrifice. So like these people don't have normal lives. Like a lot
Right.
of
Oh,
them, like we
yeah.
talked about the Flavor Flav thing, like some of the women are working like 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends
Yeah.
meet, but they're not working these jobs to go to school, where they're working these jobs to support their water polo career. Like this
Right.
is everything, which is why it's so like I get so I watching the Olympics. One of the things that I enjoy watching it for is I get really stoked and emotional watching these people lose, because again, especially in like judo, because it's over like that. It's so fast when it happens, and then like you can get an ippon, which is like instant win for one person, but it's instant lose for the other person. And I've been really like switched on and interested by the reactions of some of the athletes when that happens,
Mm-hmm.
because like obviously you flip the person. Ippon is when you flip a person and they land on their back flat on the ground, boom, you instant win, and you hit that and you're like, yeah, like fuck yes, like I did it, like this is the absolute peak of my athletic career. And then so many of them also like get choked up and they cry, and then they pick up their opponent off the floor who was just sobbing on the
Mm-hmm.
ground, and they hug each other, and you can see that they talk to each other, and it's
Yeah.
like I can feel like coming to the screen, like my worst fear is you doing to me what I just did to you.
Yes.
It's like I'm so excited for me, but there's like a 3% of like, I'm sorry, like I know how much you worked to get here because I did the exact same
Right.
thing, and now I ended your journey here, and that kind of sucks. But 97% of me is absolute hell to the, yeah, dude, I cannot believe I just did
Yes.
this, sent you to the crust of the earth with that flip, dude. And it's
Did
just so
they?
interesting, it's so human to me.
I don't think it was from this year. It looked like a
Mm-hmm.
slightly older video. But there was a video of the Paralympics of this guy doing some sort of like really fast biking. Uh,
Okay.
it was like speed skating, but on a bike.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and uh, the like track release thing or something
Yeah.
failed. And he was disqualified.
Oh,
And he was just like that, like they were trying to be like, hey, it wasn't his fault. It was just like the
yeah,
way this thing worked. And the judge, I don't know, for whatever reason, said like, too bad, he's disqualified.
like sorry
And
man, that's the rules. Yeah.
this dude lost his GD mind, and he was like, I did not just devote 4 years of my effing life to
Yeah,
get disqualified for a faulty.
like on a technicality.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gotta be so
But
crushing,
that's
dude.
just what happened. And it's just like
Yeah,
I'm oh my God.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's like we talk a lot about the Olympics are held in such rightly so. I think the Olympics are held in such a high like metaphorical regard. I think to a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
Like because we talk about the people in the podium so much, but at the podium is a pyramid, and it's built on the backs of the hundreds of people who did not make it to that podium. Those 3 people at the top are standing on the backs of the people that they are better than,
Right.
or who failed because of a technicality, or who were disqualified for XYZ, or who tried to cheat the system and got found out, or their teammates were not legging that, or were legging too much that day, or XYZ, 1, 2, 3, whatever. The hundreds of people beneath them. And like statistically, you're not going to be the person on that podium. Statistically, you have to be okay with the higher than average chance that you're going to be one of the people getting stepped on the way up there. But that's not a reason. That's not a reason to not do it. That's not a reason to not try. And I think that's another thing that makes me so stoked and emotional about the Olympics. Is like all these people are putting everything on them. Like there's so much risk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like not obviously some physical risk in a lot of these sports, but like there's this like you said, I devoted years of my life, and sometimes it's just for nothing.
Yeah.
And
over in a second.
And that's just life sometimes.
Oh.
God, that's rough. That's such a hard lesson to see on worldwide television.
Yes.
Display like your life's lowest moment, memeified forever on TikTok because it was streaming
on a podcast by some fat chick,
by some nerds, streamed on Peacock forever and ever.
Actually, I wanted to tell a quick funny side story about kind of that. I get very annoyed because RuPaul constantly changes what network airs Drag Race.
Really? Okay.
And yes, and I actually ran into one of the queens while waiting to board a plane to Vegas, and I remember like I kept looking back at her, and I was just like I kept like making these eyes, and then she like I looked back at her one time, and then she just nodded her head, and I was like,
yes, it is me. You are seeing me in real life.
Yes. And so she like came up and talked to me, and she's like, "Hey, girl," and I was like, "Oh my god, bam!" Which is her like tagline. Yeah, Alexis Mateo. And I was just like, "Yeah, I get so." She was just like, "You know, are you watching the season?" And I was just like, I am so annoyed because I was constantly switching the network, and she was like, "Girl, let me tell you, bitch, I am on that show, and I have to pay to watch it."
That's very stupid.
Yeah. I was like, well, I feel like I can be less angry than you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't give you like a printed DVD of the season, I'm sure, right?
like your dance recital.
Yeah. $28 will come in the mail in like 8 months.
Yeah.
Those were the days. So speaking of pushing the absolute limits of human performance, I have a goal as well. This is I'm way overstating. So I recently decided that I want to make a weight change in my own life here, because I made a thread the other day. Threads being the Instagram equivalent of Twitter, because I'm not on Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it. I try not to use Threads too much. I think it's like an absolute cesspool of humanity. But I made a joke on there about how all month in July in jiu-jitsu, dudes have been just like bench pressing me off of them while I'm like in mount position, and it sucks. And like made a joke like, so this means like one of 3 things. Like my top position needs to improve. Can't be that. Bench press is a functional exercise, maybe. Or 3, I need to go in a super bulk and get so heavy that nobody can move me ever again. And some people got the joke, and a lot of dudes showed up like a day after I made it and were like, well, here's what you should do, X, Y, Z. And it's like, this sucks. I'm limiting replies now because I don't want actual jiu-jitsu advice.
Right.
I know that I'm bad at jiu-jitsu, you guys. Well, blue belt, I've been doing this since 2015. I got my blue belt last December. All right. If you do jiu-jitsu, you know anything about it, you know that's a terrible timeline. That's very bad. I'm not good at the sport, but I love it so much.
Oh my God.
So what I've decided is that I'm gonna get to 200 pounds of body weight. I'm right now I'm like 185. I've been floating between like 180, 185 for probably 8 years or so.
Sounds like injury.
And I've just kind of never been able to lose or gain like an actual amount of weight that sticks. Like I can't seem to
Also
weigh
sounds
less.
like injury.
I can't seem to weigh less than 180 for an extended period of time, and I can't make myself get up past like 187 because I have my own hangups about weight and weight gain. I was talking about this with Mo actually recently, and I was like, yeah, because I'm terrified of gaining weight. I'm like legitimately, I have a phobia of it because I was a fat kid for a long time,
Yeah.
and then I lost a bunch of weight, and now like my greatest fear is being a fat kid again because that was not fun.
Right.
And she was like, wow, I never knew that. I was like, yeah, well, I'm fucking part of the reason why I am the way I am. But I'm going to commit to getting to 200 pounds with eventually at first, sub 20% body fat. And I want to eventually have a sub 16% body fat. That's a whole other conversation. But it does require an amount of like focus and like it's gonna be a large challenge for me, not just physically, but like mentally and emotionally as well, to like bust through these because it's very much a mental wall for me,
right,
that I have to do, and I'm excited to challenge myself, and I'm excited to see what I can do. I'm calling it the hashtag road to 200. I think it will help my jiu-jitsu game. I think it's going to make me just stronger in general. Well, I have to get stronger, whatever, build a bunch of muscle on the way there. And I also want to do it using a lot of the implements that I espouse. So kettlebells and heavy clubs and my sandbag. I made an Instagram about with my workout with that earlier today. I'm loving the sandbag training. But I just want to like prove that it can be done, really, and while doing jiu-jitsu as well. I know a lot of guys who like suddenly, like in the 2-ish years that I've been training at the school that I'm at, M Theory in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. If you are in the West Metro and you are interested in jiu-jitsu, check out M Theory. It is the best school. In the 2 years that I've been there, I've seen several dudes get fucking thick. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You're huge. It's like, just jiu-jitsu. I just grapple and I eat a lot. And I grapple like so much. I was like, oh, okay. And then I grapple with them. And it's like, oh yeah, that shows you're crazy strong and very good at this. I feel like a child. I'm 36. soon to be 37.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. My birthday is this weekend, dude. I'm stoked and emotional about that. Ragnarok is coming up fast. The actual birthday on the 4th.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So those will be my weight updates moving forward. Going to be
Look
on
at
my
us
hashtag.
both trying to get to 200 in
Look at us.
very different ways.
You know, I think it's a fun little thing. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll race.
Hashtag road to 200.
Hashtag road to 200, baby. We're on it. And we did have a couple of questions today from the Discord that I want to answer a few of those. I'm just trying to find them again. What am I doing? I'm in the wrong server here. All right, there we go. All right, so yes, every episode for the past couple episodes, we go on the Discord, ask if any of our listeners, members, clients have questions that they want us to cover and answer during the episode. If you want to have your questions considered, go to rffitness.net, scroll all the way down to the bottom of that bright green page, and click on the link to the Discord, and you can join it for free. Tonight, I asked for some questions, and I said, I'm once again asking for your questions. We're recording tonight. Do you have anything burning that we want to discuss? Maybe we'll get to yours on the show. A good friend and fellow nerd, Dewey Do ID on Discord asks, how does one create balanced encounters? And this is a question referring to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I was just like, is that a dating question?
Rachel is thrilled. No, a balanced encounter. So if you're not someone who plays Dungeons and Dragons or another TTRPG tabletop role-playing game, when you're a DM or a dungeon master like I am, you have to like invent fights for your players to do, and you have to like pick the monsters that they fight, and like they all have different strengths and weaknesses and so many health points and armor and all that stuff. And it's very easy to make an encounter, a fight that is way too easy, and your players steamroll it and they feel like that wasn't very much fun, or it's way too hard and like your players like use up all their resources on like what should have been a trivial encounter, or they like die is kind of like the worst case scenario, and then that's also not fun. So like, how do you create something that's balanced? And I've created many encounters in my many years of being a dungeon master. And the top piece of advice I have for you, fellow dungeon masters out there, is don't worry about the balance. Look for something that's cool and thematic instead and work from there. Lie about the numbers on the monster. If you need to add things, all of a sudden they make a howl and more goons come, or they do they do a thing and they like sacrifice one of their mooks and they get more powerful. Lie a whole bunch. The players don't know that you're doing it behind the scenes. Your job isn't to make everything. Your job isn't to be the arbiter of. Sorry, your job isn't to follow the rules. Your job is to have a cool and fun experience for your players. That's the role of a dungeon master. That's how I play, anyways. So keep that in mind. If I'm in a castle and it's like the castle of the Lava King or whatever, and I'm flipping through my monster menu, I'm like, what's my players are level 5, 6, and 8. Like, what's a balanced account? It doesn't matter what's balanced, man. Give them a cool lava monster. Give them a guy who's made of rock. Have players like answer a riddle, and if they get it wrong, they're in a fight. Boom. And then decide that if things are going haywire, the two monsters get into an argument or something, and then the rock guy falls on the fire guy and he goes out or something like that. Or the fire guy gets bored and goes on his union mandated break and he goes back into the lava pool. Something like that. Whatever you want. Lie about it.
The lava monster takes a 15.
I was like, I gotta take a 15 smoke break. Because I'm on fire. Get it? Give me a funny voice.
My God. I think it's the longest I've been quiet on this podcast.
We should play some Dungeons and Dragons sometime, Rachel. I think I have this dream of playing with the family, an RPG
right.
game.
Yeah, I mean, I have a dream of doing epoxy crafts with.
That would be cool. I like arts and crafts.
I mean, it's so. I mean, dude, I've had a couple of friends be like, because I stopped doing epoxy the second I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I haven't gotten back into it since. I still don't do it in my house because it is so incredibly toxic. I don't want it in the house with Linnea around. But it is so incredibly toxic and you have to wear PPE.
That's crazy, dude. What?
Oh, absolutely. If you're not wearing PPE when you're doing epoxy, like go play in traffic because it's similar.
Same level of safety.
Honestly, though. And it's very, like, the timing has to be correct. I'm using a literal torch. Like, it's not, like, doing bead animals. And so, like, a few of my friends are like, I want to do it with you. And I was like, that sounds not fun.
Yeah, so my thing doesn't involve any dangerous vapors. Just a paper and some pencil. And some
I used to call epoxy toxic honey.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
We did actually have an actual fitness question as well.
Oh, thank God.
Friend of the show,
Will somebody submit dog questions?
Hey, you know what? We got two of your groomer friends now.
Well, they know it's just like they likely know just as much as I do, but
honestly, guys, if you know a lot and you just want to hear us talk about stuff, ask about it.
Yeah,
I don't think Dewey actually needs to know how to create a balanced encounter. He's a dungeon master himself. But
I think everyone wants to know like my least and favorite dog breeds and haircuts and.
What's your most favorite dog breed, Rachel?
For different purposes, Chinese cresteds.
Okay.
What's my least favorite? German Shepherd. Fight me.
I will. I'll bring a German
Shepherd.
So
many people. So many of my close friends have German Shepherds, and it makes them so sad.
Well, maybe they shouldn't be terrible pieces of shit then.
That's what I'm
saying.
Friend
of the show, Bree asks, how do you keep yourself motivated during and after a vacation? Monitoring your eating while on vacation / potentially working out or missing your workouts, then making up for it with 3,000 plus steps a day at an amusement park? And how to keep the ball rolling when you get back without over or under working yourself. I'm asking for me, but also it just could be good discussion. That is a very good question.
Great answer from me.
Yeah.
Don't go on vacation.
There you go. Work yourself to death. That's the American way. Whoa,
hashtag
welcome, millennials.
What is vacation?
Well, hashtag what is that? I don't know. Why would I? I saw a real Instagram the other day about like being a parent having young kids. Like having kids doesn't mean you can't do the things you used to do, like go on vacation, go on these trips. And it was like you can do the same things. It's just ruined now.
Yes.
Just footage of their kids having tantrums like on hikes and like at like landmarks like in front of Mount Rushmore. The kids just fucking screaming his head off. You could do the same things. They're all just ruined now. It's like, God, that's just wow, yeah.
Yep.
I could do this thing and have a bad time. But to answer the actual question, how to keep yourself on track, I think I have two. Okay, so I think we have three answers to this. Two of them are good. One of them might not be. The first one is baby steps. Something is better than nothing.
Start walking like a baby at the amusement park. Get more steps.
Well, go get down on your knees, poop your pants, cry until someone feeds you and changes your diaper. If that fails, take small, manageable actions in ways that you can control and predict, and don't stress too much about doing everything perfect. That would be the big thing, I think. So I'm back in. Don't stress about doing everything perfect right off the bat. Don't, it's how long you've been gone. Don't jump right back in where you were. Like if I was deadlifting 165 pounds, just put a number out of my butt. If I was deadlifting 165 pounds 3 weeks ago, but then I went on vacation for a week and then got sick for a week after that, and it's my first time back in the gym, I'm going to take a baby step, and I'm not going to throw 165 on that bad boy and just grip it and rip it. I'm going to start with like 65 pounds, so 95 pounds, 135, just kind of like step it back up. Give yourself time to readjust. Your body will readjust with repetitive exposure to stress. It just needs to have it, you know? So do small things. Like Rachel, we've been doing is sort of reintroducing tracking. That's a small step that makes a big difference, that is easily repeatable and is as non-invasive as we can get it to our day-to-day life. So small things like that. Do small things first, build up from there. Option 2 would be to reach out. This is ideally when you're on a fitness journey, you have a goal in mind, you have a social support network in place. It can be a workout buddy, it can be a good friend, it can be your mom, it could be, I don't know, just spitballing here,
your trainer,
Discord server full of like-minded nerds, or even your personal trainer, whose literal job it is to say, hey, I'm glad you're back, let's get back into it, here's how we're going to do that safely and effectively. 3, and this is the one that I don't recommend for everyone, but this is the one that I use. Use shame. Shame yourself. I'm such a fat piece of shit. I feel terrible.
Look at yourself in the mirror.
Look at yourself. God, you disgust me. You slap yourself in the face a few times, and then you feel so bad about yourself, and you feel like, well, the only way I'm going to feel less bad about myself is to change what I'm doing right now. I need to change my circumstances. The circumstances I'm in right now are 1, controllable, so check that real quick, and 2, making me feel not good about myself in general. So I'll 3, change these circumstances. I take the actions. I'm like, this is something that I have a privilege about because I have the knowledge and the experience to jump back in at a good spot. But you know, if you're looking for that initial motivation after which discipline then takes the place of, sometimes shame can be an extremely effective motivator. It is not a long-term discipline solution. Do not lean on shame. Do not lean on shame. But those would be my 2 big ones. So take baby steps and reach out. Do those first. Yeah. I think it's everything I have. Rachel, any parting words for our audience?
Oh yeah, I wanted to go over a couple yummy things that I've made.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, I tried the wild chips.
What's
protein
that?
chips.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild with an E at the end. Wild.
That's wieldy.
They sell them at Target. I found them at Target. I've had the Quest protein chips before. I think
Yeah.
these are better, not
Oh,
significantly. They're still protein chips, so
yeah.
curb your enthusiasm. Uh, but but I also made salsa chicken. It could not have been any easier. Literally, chicken breasts and a can of salsa in the Instant Pot for 10 minutes and then shredded it.
Nice.
Um, because your girl cannot get down with paying $7 for rotisserie chicken. I'm such a cheap bitch. uh,
If it works, it works. If it works,
God, so I'm a product of our parents.
I've
Um,
I've I've made that exact dish many times, and Mo was like, "Please never make it again," because I don't know how I keep messing it up, and it's just like soggy chicken. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. All the things they just like just dump it in there and heat it, and that's what I do. And it's like red wet chicken. It's bad. I make this. This is one of the reasons why I buy rotisserie chicken. I'm a good cook, but I can't instant pot that stuff. It's probably a big reason I don't use it as much anymore.
I'm so confused by that, but okay.
I know.
I can't cook
Boggles
either.
boggles the
Um,
mind.
but yeah, and then so I did the protein chips, topped it with my shredded chicken, salsa
Ooh.
chicken, put a little bit of cheese on there, discovered that we were dangerously low on cheese. And and then I got some bean corn and bean salsa from Target as well, and
Yeah.
then dipped it in my plain Greek yogurt,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was absolutely delicious. Made me feel like I was eating just like,
Love some nachos.
like regular old nachos kind of
Yeah, one of
thing.
my favorite foods of all time.
Right. God, nachos are delicious. I will say, man, I sometimes when I make want to make a burrito bowl, I always want beans and corn in it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to open a whole ass can of
The,
beans and
yeah.
corn.
I'll eat the half can of beans, no problem. Like as soon as it's open, like I'll use those up, and then I got the other half of beans. It's like I'm done with beans. Can they just sit
Yeah.
in the
It's a
fridge?
ton of beans. Can we
So
make
many
a
beans.
combo or a smaller can?
A half can of
Corn and
beans,
beans
guys.
sponsor us.
Anything else any gold treasure nuggets
Yes.
there? Yeah.
Robert Irvine's protein bars.
Oh,
Have you had those?
are those the bright yellow ones?
Yes. They come in
Yes.
a few different flavors. Have you
Yes.
had the chocolate mint?
I have not.
Mother of God. And they are like actually not horrible. I did not look at the ingredients, but nutritionally,
Hmm.
not horrible at all. Um,
Sure.
and holy mackerel, does that baby taste good?
It
Um,
slaps.
it slaps my tongue with flavor. Um,
Wow.
title. Um,
Yeah.
and then shoot. There's another one, right?
This is such good content. I'm glad
I
we're ending
think
with this.
so. Oh yeah, just like the egg bites from Starbucks, the
Oh yeah.
egg white. Those are slamming.
Good stuff.
The
Thank
end.
you. Thank you, Rachel. If you want to begin your fitness quest and you're looking for, I don't know, like I said, a Discord server full of like minded nerds on a similar fitness quest, or a professional reacher outer person for your health and fitness, go to rffitness.net. That's RFFITNESS period NET for more information. Thank you all very much and keep questing.
Later.